Hey guys, Pastor Jonathan here, and I'm excited to share with you and talk a little bit about how community contributes to change, specifically how the church can be involved in helping you see change in your life. I love this quote by David Brooks. He said, "A lot of moral formation, change, is being enmeshed in beautiful community with norms." In other words, we do and we become what we're around and what is the norm for those around us. See, a pastor's role is not to produce growth. We can't do that for you. It's to lead people, to lead you into places where you can receive healing, uncover your identity, experience community, and live with purpose. And these things all happen in the context of relationships. If we're going to become like Jesus, we have to live in community with others. And really, that's what we see in the early church. They did life together. There's a beautiful picture in Acts chapter 2, beginning in verse 42. It says this: "All the believers devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to fellowship, to sharing in meals, including the Lord's Supper, and to prayer. A deep sense of awe came over them all, and the apostles performed many miraculous signs and wonders. And all the believers met together in one place. They shared everything that they had. They sold their property, their possessions. They shared money with those in need. They worshiped together at the temple each day, met in homes for the Lord's Supper, and shared their meals with great joy and generosity, all the while praising God and enjoying the goodwill of all the people." They had influence inside and outside of the church because of their community. And each day the Lord added to their fellowship those who were being saved. You see, they're just doing life together. This is what God has for us as well as part of a church. That's what church is. Now, church services were an important part, but a relatively small part of their faith experience. How they interacted with each other on a daily basis was just as important as their interactions with God when it came to the fruit in their life, the change, the growth. I recently heard someone say not to call church family because that sets unrealistic expectations. They said we should call it community. Now, I understand the idea, the heart to protect, but if I'm honest, what I see in the Bible is a real, imperfect, struggling at times, but a committed family. I think God's called us to the same. It's what helps us grow. So why does this matter? What do these close relationships give us in the context of growth and change? How do they help us become more like Jesus? A few things. One, they give us encouragement. Hebrews 10:24-25 says, "Don't give up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but come together to encourage one another." We all need to be encouraged if we're going to continue to grow, if we're going to continue to see change in our life. We need encouragement. We can also get support in the context of relationships and family. Galatians 6:2 says that we are to carry each other's burdens. Now, we all have daily things that we have to do, but this word burden here really means to carry something heavier than normal. We all have difficult moments where we need someone to stand with us. We need a family. We can have support. Next, wisdom. We all need wisdom. Proverbs 11:14 and 15:22 both say that in the counsel of many advisors we have success, but without that it leads to failure and disappointment, hardship. We can gain wisdom by having others around us. We all need to be challenged occasionally. Proverbs 27:17 says that just as iron sharpens iron, so we can sharpen each other. Right? We can challenge each other to continue to reach and to press into everything God has for us. And then finally, accountability. As I see people around me becoming more like Christ, there's some natural accountability that takes place. I want what they have, and I can watch. I'm close enough to see how they're living their life to become that. I love David Brooks also said, "We're decent at learning stuff, but we're fantastic at imitating." We need to be able to follow someone else. That was Jesus' whole model. He said, "Follow me as I follow Christ." Paul said, "Follow me as I follow Jesus," right? We need the same thing in our life. So growth and change happen in the context of relationships, community, family. If we're going to become like Jesus, we have to live in community with others who are also learning to become more like Jesus. So I want you to take a moment and pray and just ask God, what do I need to adjust in my life? What do you need to adjust in your life so that you have space to begin living in community with others so that you can experience the real life change that we all want to experience? We can do it together as a family.